Strikers, for the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Typical City. Wolves tonight, and it's a big one, but I am feeling confident. I think we're going to do this tonight. I'm really feeling confident for this one. I think Manchester City are going to win, to be honest. And I don't know where this confidence, well I do, because I think this season Manchester City have been inconsistent, but recently I feel like we've turned a bit of a corner. And we've done that a couple of times this season for me. I feel like this City side have turned the odd corner here and there, and then failed us. Once we've turned that corner, it's felt like we've turned a corner, and then we've felt like we're round that corner, and it's like, oh, another loss, another stupid defeat out of nowhere, and it's so disappointing. But lately, it's felt a bit different. It's felt proper. It's felt like the business end of the season, as it often does with this Manchester City side, the business end of the season. Blues, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing if you are new. Did it disconnect for you before, by the way? Because my OBS conked out as the thing was playing. So, bit concerned that it wasn't even bloody working, to be honest. Which, yeah, it seems to be working. You guys are in the chat. No, Kovacic isn't playing. No, there's no Kovacic tonight. No, I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat again. It's all gone a bit funny in the chat again. Kovacic, I don't see him anywhere near the team sheet to you. Gundogan's playing though. He's playing, mate. He's playing. What are you talking about, Kovacic? What are you on about? You guys need. To be honest, I've been having a mare lately, and it's not been helped by adding a bit of the old wine to the situation this evening. To be honest, this is a bad idea because I've been making mistakes lately in my preview. No, to tell you what, my preview, in terms of the team news, by the way, 11 out of 11. Doku starts, as I said. KDB starts. Kovacic does start for anyone who missed the last stream, who's genuinely seeing this for the first time and not understanding the joke. It's like, you are an actual idiot, you are genuinely an idiot. Imagine if you tuned into the previous watch-along, saw how many times I was going on about Kovacic not playing, then you tuned out and thought, I'll give him one more chance. That complete moron on Typical City, I'll give him one more chance. Tuning in, and he's saying, not Kovacic isn't playing again. Right, I'm done. I am done with that complete bellend on Typical City about Kovacic. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. And you'd be forgiven. You'd be forgiven, in all honesty. But, yeah, I think Manchester City are going to win, and Kovacic is playing. And, yeah, I messed up the Premier League table as well in the preview. I've been having a mare lately, to be honest. But the starting 11 out of 11 I got right, which is not an easy thing to do when Pep Guardiola is the boss man. It's not an easy thing to do, and I've done it. I've absolutely done it. So I'm very pleased with that. Just, I've forgotten what the bloody team news is. I need to just find it for a second, if you can bear with me, people. But Ederson, off the top of my brain, Ederson is starting as well, which I think is an interesting one, because I think Ortega's done well, but I mean, Ederson, he's fit again. He was on the bench for the FA Cup semi-final. Boom, straight back in. As soon as he's available, he's back in. Which I feel a bit sorry for Ortega, in all honesty. But I mean, there's some good topics to talk about in this stream as well, by the way. We're going to be talking about Florian Wirtz. We're going to be talking about goalkeepers on the subject of Ederson and Ortega. We're going to be talking about Pep Guardiola leaving. And all three of them are potentially bad news, to be honest. Shit. So, yeah, I'm a bit concerned. About... The Pep leaving is the big one, but, I mean, it's not anytime soon. It's not like breaking his contract or anything like that. But it is a growing concern, because this was an interview. Sorry, people, I'm just sorting out the clock, because I'm totally unprepared. I've been rushing to get this stream done. And I'm here now. I'm here. But, yeah, clock seems to be working. Make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody. Please hit that like button. Williams in with the super chat. Nice and early, mate. Appreciate you. Already seen people panic because Husanov has not played. I'm totally calm about it. He will play in Club World Cup anyway. Come on, City. Yeah, mate, I agree. Nothing to worry about. He's not even on the bench today, mate. He's not even on the bench. which there was that early phase, wasn't there, where every single City fan, like, it was compulsory to any sort of statement you made about Manchester City had to be followed by the Uzbekistan flag. Otherwise, you were like, are you even a City fan? Like, are you even a City fan unless you include the Uzbekistan flag in one of your comments? I'm not sure you are, but I do believe that he is going to be a big player for Manchester City's future. I also believe that there's good reason for him not playing in recent weeks, because I don't think he's that experienced yet. I think he's been brilliant, and I think the system's been working. We've got Nunes, we've got O'Reilly, I think, has come in and given freedom to put Vardiol in there, and Vardiol and Diaz have built this partnership that, for me, is just absolutely smooth as butter and working. It's working for me, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Questions still remain over our consistency potentially long term, because I think this will be the first time, if we win this game, this will be the first time we win 4 games in a row since the very first 4 games of the season. So that, I mean, I know 4 games in a row is impressive, but I mean, Wolves have won 6 in a row. I mean, have we done that at any point in this season? No, I don't think we have. We can't have. Surely not. That makes no sense considering what I just said. But yeah, this Manchester City side are very much... hang on a minute. Yeah, Haaland's on the bench as well. Haaland's on the bench. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing that Haaland's on the bench. I thought it was going to be like Club World Cup at the earliest. So this could mean FA Cup final. Well, it does. Surely it means FA Cup final. Surely it means FA Cup finale, which is incredibly exciting. Incredibly exciting times to be a Manchester City fan, and thinking about the potential return of Rodri as well. But I'll give you the team news. Where's Kovacic? Where's that? Why is Pep not playing Kovacic? Yeah, that's it, Paul, mate. That's it, Paul. He is playing. He's fucking playing Kovacic, and I'm so happy about it, to be honest, because I think he's been really good for us in the last couple of months. So Nunes, Diaz, Vardiol, O'Reilly, Edison between the sticks, Bernardo Silva, the Unks are in the midfield. Uncles, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne makes a return to the starting 11 for Manchester City. I feel them going, by the way. It's hot, man, today. Look at that one. It's already on its way. Look at that. I've got the attention span of a squirrel, haven't I? Just like, genuinely. I was just giving you the starting 11. I was just genuinely giving you the starting 11. Didn't finish it. Just immediately started doing this with my ear. Like, I'm genuinely losing the plot. The wine's kicking in. This is going to be a drunk-along. I can see this one coming now because it's Friday night. I'm a little bit pissed off at Friday nights because Friday nights in my house are religiously sit down and do nothing and eat crap, eat a Chinese takeaway, watch good TV, sit down with the missus and just have a good night. Friday night's been disturbed, so it's very, like, it's sacrilege to lose that for me. So I'm in a bit of a bad mood, actually, to be honest, about the old Friday night being taken away from me. So everyone, cheers. Let's enjoy Friday night with you boys and girls, of course. 12% of you, actually. If you want the numbers, 12% of you are of the female sex, which I get those numbers given to me, thanks to good old YouTube. Let me know that 12%. Do you know on my gaming channel, I had like 1.3%. It's like absolutely zero women interested in hearing me talk about games, but 12% of women are interested in talking, so that's good. Any women in the chat, make sure you're hitting that like button. But yeah, cheers to you, Isa. How's everyone doing? This is what this is all about, building a community and speaking to wonderful people like yourselves. I can't go to the top, but I do remember at the very top of this chat, there's too many chats for me to go back to the top, unfortunately, because I've been waffling. First comment, CCFC. So the first thing you're like, oh yeah, typical City, Manchester City fan channel, let's go. Coventry City fan jumping in. If you're in there now, mate, fucking do one, mate. Now, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. But a Coventry City fan rocking up is funny, because I think I mentioned them in my Transfer News Live video, which I also want to talk to you about as well, because I want to reconfirm things with City fans, because I know that I had some heartwarming messages, personal messages off you guys to say how much typical City means to you. I'm not going to name names and divulge the information, but people saying that this channel is important to them and they don't want me to go off too much on Transfer News Live, and that is fully not going to happen. Typical City is always going to be the priority. But yeah, it was more about the fact that it meant so much to people, which is so fucking heartwarming, man. So fucking heartwarming to read the private messages you guys have sent me. Really appreciate it. Mullet, I don't appreciate you. I do, mate. Go drink. Mate, I'm 3 behind you already. Mate, not a chance. I haven't even had a beer. Normally you got to go with the beer, then the wine, haven't you, mate? I'm not a big drinker, mate. And when I do, I'm one of those guys that gets shit-faced with a little droplet of alcohol. But I can keep going. I've got a reasonable stamina. But I'm pissed in an instant, mate. So I can't keep going with you, mate. I mean, you've seen how bad I am when I'm sober, mate. I put the wrong score on. Kovacic is playing. Kovacic is not playing. That's 100% sober, mate. I got two teams. I got Arsenal wrong in the Premier League table in the preview. I got Brentford wrong in the Premier League table. Just read the fucking numbers, mate. Just read the numbers, get it right, type it out, and don't be a moron. That's sober me. So pissed me. This is gonna go tits up. This is gonna be a complete disaster of a watch long. Cheers, everybody. Hope you're all tuned in and ready for a bit of typical City. I am. I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm really up for this, and I'm feeling like we're going to win. Because I think a lot of people were right in what they said in the preview, where a lot of you suggested, which I knew deep, obviously I was aware of it, but I didn't highlight it in my video, that we have squashed quite a few teams that have been in good form recently. You know, Everton, I felt like they were playing very, very good football. We went away to a place where Liverpool failed to win, Arsenal failed to win, and we won. Do you know what I mean? And then, who else was there? We beat Newcastle, which is never easy for anybody. And then there was more recently than that. Obviously Nottingham Forest as well in the FA Cup. Bournemouth at the time. Palace was a big one for me because they were banging form, weren't they? Villa, who just they'd beaten PSG in the 90 minutes, but they were very nearly knocked them out. PSG, and look how good PSG are. You know, Villa turned them over, and then we turned Villa over. And I know football doesn't work like that in terms of that team beat that team, so therefore that team should be able to beat that team. You know, it doesn't work like that. It's on the day, isn't it? It's always on the day. See how it goes. But, you know, I genuinely believe that we have more than ever this season. All of the times that this season City fans have said City are back or City have turned a corner, something along those lines, I feel this is the biggest moment where we've actually done it. And we are genuinely in a moment where we can be proud of our successes. And I'm hoping Manchester City can win. I'll be incredibly disappointed if we don't, in all honesty, because I think if we win this, we're done. And I've got some fixture lists to read out to you as well, because I took some notes. Before the game started about Forest's fixture list. Remaining 4 games for Forest, for Chelsea, for Newcastle, and for Villa. Do you know what I mean? I genuinely believe that their fixtures are crap, you know, and they are all in favour of Manchester City. I'll get onto it shortly, but the game's about to get underway. Ruben Diaz is leading the way for the men in blue. Just all in a huddle right now. By the way, the stadium's going to be empty. For those that aren't aware, I'm sure most of you are, but there is going to be a 6-minute protest at the beginning of the game. So all the rival fans, it's just so rival fans can get their cameras out and go, empty seats, empty seats, aren't I good? Yeah, so it's for them. But It's a protest, is what it is, regarding ticket pricing. And even though the club actually announced recently that there's been a little bit of flexibleness in the old ticket pricing, it's still not quite what people want. And I'm not going to go into the details because I have said multiple times on this channel, as someone who's not going to the games, I don't think it's my place to be getting a bit bullish about ticket prices when I'm not the one paying the ticket price to begin with. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, game's about to get underway, and it's going to be, looks like Gundogan is going to get us underway. Shame no Kovacic today, though. But Gundogan's playing. And we're off. I hope Kovacic comes on. I really do. I really, really do. Kovacic. My missus, by the way. I showed my missus that clip after the watchalong saying, typical of me, basically. This is what typical City's become, a typical ball of Kovacic. She's on the ball. She reminded me, and I bet there's people in the chat, that there's this legendary piece of commentary. And I couldn't find it for the life of me. I don't know what game it was. I don't know what moment it was. But there's this legendary piece of commentary where a commentator goes on about this player that's injured. Okay, but it's during the game. What I was doing about Kovacic was before the game. At least it was before the game. What that commentator was doing was during the game. So let's say hypothetically, he was talking about, so Kovacic is injured. I believe he's been out for 6 weeks. And that 6-week injury has resulted in a real loss of form for this team. And this team has been really missing Kovacic. And Kovacic is surely going to be missed again further in this match. Kovacic. It's the way he takes this little pause and then describes him as if and then just brushes over the fact that he completely ignores the fact. At least I owned it. You know what I mean? I own my mistakes. That commentator was just like, Kovacic. It wasn't Kovacic, but I can't remember who it was. But there is a legendary piece of commentary. I'm sure some of you have seen it, man. Anyway, City just had a shot, and it went wide. And it was from Ruben Diaz, of all people. Right, let's concentrate now. Come on, City, because this is big. I'm in a bit of a chilled mood, because I think we're going to win the race for top 5 football. I think we're going to get in there, and I'll talk to you at half time about the fixture list because I need to talk about the game right now. But so many empty seats, and as you can see, the majority of them are in that area behind the goal, and that's, with all due respect, I used to sit near there because it's the most atmospheric behind the goal, just to the left of the away fans. But I would argue that's probably closer, with all due respect to the City fans there, that's probably where the working class City... We've given it away here to Cunha. We're in trouble here. Mateus Cunha, and he's ballooned it wide. Thank God for that. I'd argue that's where the working class City fan sits, just behind that goal there. And I would therefore argue that the price of every ticket means a lot to those people. And the people who sit behind Pep, they're a little bit... slightly more expensive seats, and you get that TV sort of view, so they're probably not as bothered about the money. I'm guessing a little bit, but I'm connecting dots that I might not be be correct in connecting there, but still. Do you know what I mean? And that's where the biggest area of empty seats actually is. The people who are really behind this protest, a lot of where the 1894 group, which will be scattered all over in fairness, but still, I think that's where a lot of the protest is taking place. But there's empty seats everywhere. Doku coming down the left for Manchester City. 3 minutes in. Here we go. Gundogan into the penalty area. Oh, and he's asking for a corner. Not sure he's going to get it. Jeremy Doku getting involved nice and early. Good to see. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody. Is that why are you not there now then, mate, Mullet? My ticket is in there. The best set of fans. The working class are being shafted by this. So I'm right. I felt like I was... Do you know what I mean? It's... Describing people in classes, I think, is like a dangerous subject nowadays, isn't it? It's like, I'm not working class, or I am working class and I'm proud of it. You know, I mean, you can offend anybody by saying something like that nowadays, can't you? But the best set of fans, that's where I used to sit. I used to sit sort of like it was block 120, row X, seat number 520, just to be specific with you. That was my seat at the Etihad. And I do miss going. I must admit, I do miss going. But anyway, the working class are being shafted by this corporate greed. My dad can't afford his season ticket now. That's devastating, mate. That's broke my heart a little bit, mate. I'm not going to lie. That's really upset me. Marmoush with some defending here. Brilliant defending from Marmoush, that was. Round of applause from Ruben Diaz as well. And if you're getting the respect for defensive work off Ruben Diaz, Marmoush, then you're doing a good job, mate. You're doing a very good job. And it was Bellegarde coming forward. There is a press here from Wolves as well. So Ederson being on the pitch makes me a little bit more confident because I think he can utilise his attributes as a ball-playing goalkeeper, which is the thing now, and it has been for quite some time. Big up to you, Jeff, mate. Big up to you, mate. Omar Brace, KDB goal, 3-0. That's my prediction as well, 3-0. FA Cup plus top 4. Come on, Jeff. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Been a bit off with your predictions. I'll never forget that moment, Jeff. Cole Palmer coming on as a sub. Palmer to score. That was ridiculous, mate, as a prediction. Because Palmer wasn't even on the scene then. Like, Palmer coming on as a guess was just like, what? That's radical. Do you know what I mean? For him to come on and score is unbelievable. Wolves are in here, you know. He's bobbling around at the back. Cunha's on the edge of the area. He's bobbling around. We just can't clear it. Ryan Aït-Nouri confidently doing a few little bits of skill on the edge of the area. Bellegarde out to Cunha. Wolves look confident coming forward here, you know. Bellegarde blocked by Bernardo Silva for a corner to Wolves 6 minutes in, and Wolves just went long with Jose Sarr, you know. And we didn't deal with that first ball, and once we didn't deal with that, we were in a bit of trouble. 6 minutes in, Bernardo Silva giving away a corner, but needed to. Come on, City. What a goal that was at Wembley from Vardiol, by the way, from a corner. So good to see a corner just going straight in, smashing someone on the forehead and flying into the top corner. How good was that? So good. Ball in from Wolves, and it's over everybody, out for a goal kick. I thought that was going to be a Wolves goal, just after describing how good it is to see a ball going in from a corner. But it was so satisfying, wasn't it? Vardiol's goal, man. It was a beauty. It was a beauty. And it was made even sweeter by the fact that it should have been a bloody penalty seconds before. But yeah, Matheus Cunha sounds like he's on his way to United as well. So, ball in to Gomez. What are we doing at the back here, lads? Kovacic, that's a foul. That's a foul. Good job. Kovacic has just come on as a substitute, as of a couple of seconds ago. But it was dodgy at the back. Nico O'Reilly with a very sloppy touch. Ruben Diaz with a long, well, not a long ball. He's just, why is he even taking the goal kick for a start? But he went to Nico O'Reilly, and a silly touch from Nico O'Reilly put us under pressure to the point where Gomez was just crossing it. Kovacic gets back and does some good defending. It's sloppy. It's from City at the minute, I must admit. And Wolves, they've come here to play. They look confident. And they've been the more threatening so far. We need to up it a little bit. I think a confident attack that gets a shot on goal, just lay a glove on them. Do you know what I mean? Lay a glove on them, and then we'll probably get some confidence from that and make them sit back a little bit and think about it, rather than, you know, they're trying to get an early goal here, Wolves. You can see they're actually quite on the front foot a little bit. They've not got the ball at least, but still. You asked me why I'm not there. Family commitments. Mum's got a long-term illness, so I need to be around to help out, mate. Oh, mullet, mate. That's. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I'm genuinely sorry to hear that, mate. I wish her all the best, mate. And I hope she realises how lucky she is to have you helping her out, mate. And I'm sure she does. Oh, that's sad, mate. I hope it all works itself out for you, mate. Genuinely do. And I feel terrible that you had to send a super chat to tell me that, mate. I'm going to be more active with the chat, guys. I need to start reading the chat more. I mean, fucking hell. As if Kovacic is playing wasn't enough evidence of that, by the way. Read the fucking chat, Jonny. Fucking 10 minutes, mate. How long? I mean, you're live streaming and you're not reading the chat for what? I don't think it was 10, but it wasn't far short of 10 minutes, was it? There you go. Read this, Johnny. Eat shit, Ryan. Eat shit, Ryan. I read it. And I've skipped a super chat to read that as well. Logan, mate, how are you doing? What players would you sell or buy this summer? Big question. There's a big question. Well, I'll talk about that throughout because there's lots of rumours coming out at the minute, Logan. Big news about Vert today. Very contradicting rumours as well. One from a source that I don't feel is that trustworthy, which is good news for City. And one from a source that's a little bit more trustworthy, that's bad news for City. So, I'll talk about that shortly. But in terms of selling players, that's interesting as well. And if she can hear me, mate, I hope she gets better. I hope you get better. Mrs. Mullet, I hope you're on the mend. And all the best. All the best. Love from Typical City. Cramsey's coming in with the big guns. Ball in from a free kick. Flicked on it. Nico O'Reilly wins it in the air. And it's going to end up in Jose Sarr's hands. Ridiculous. I mean, at least you know it. At least you know it. Vardiol hat-trick. But do you know what? Has he got a brace for us before? I'm pretty sure he has scored 2 for us before. I'm sure he's been on a hat-trick for City before. He is the highest scoring defender in the Premier League. Wolves have got a free kick on the halfway line. And I tell you what, I made the preview about should City be scared of Wolves, and I agree with I stick by what I said, that City shouldn't be scared of Wolves, but they should absolutely be concerned and therefore respect them. And you can see why. This 11 minutes in at the minute, they're not afraid of us. They're showing no fear themselves. They're playing it around nicely. And they've won a free kick there, which I think is a little bit generous. Kovacic, is that Kovacic? Someone, it's not sure who it is. Can't be Kovacic. But it's some bloke in a City shirt. It's just committed a foul. And he's landed on his ankle as well. Whoever that City player was. Wasn't Kovacic. I am milking this, aren't I? The whole Kovacic thing. Gonna have to kill it at some point. But, yeah, big up to you, Devious. I do think he needs a goal. Well, yeah, no, I think you're right. I agree. It's been a little bit of a while, hasn't it? There's been a couple of games now. He needs a performance as well as a goal, I think, because I think he was flat against Forest. He was pretty flat against Villa. But there has been some moments this season where you just know, you can see it. I don't think you need to be a footballing genius to work out that he is a proper player. And he isn't going to be shy of adding to the G&A over the course of a season. I think Savinho has got more problems when it comes to G&A at the minute. I think he's had a lot of minutes this season in a Manchester City shirt and has put in some exciting performances from a prospect point of view, but from an actual output point of view, Savinho is flattered to deceive, in all honesty. He's been so wasteful in front of goal. Whereas Marmoush has come in and chipped in with more goals than Savinho in a fraction of the time. So, yeah, I think Marmoush has evidently got that full package of what we want. But yeah, Devious, you're right. In the most recent few weeks, he's been a bit flat, hasn't he? Like, a bit lackluster. And I think he needs a performance more than a goal. And I think if he does perform, he'll probably get the goal. Maybe tonight, Núñez with a vicious ball across. And Jose Sarr did a great bit of goalkeeping, that in all honesty, because he came way out of his goal to predict where that cross was going to end up. And he collected it really well there. Look at this from the goalkeeping from Sarri. He's on the penalty spot waiting for the cross. Do you know what I mean? That's aggressive goalkeeping. That is really good from Jose Sarr. Kieran, mate, I agree as well. Doku needs to make the most of this start. Guy's been slightly overlooked, in my opinion, recently, but hope he doesn't blow the opportunity. Bring the progression, lad. I agree, mate. I agree. And I've been asking for this start for quite some time myself, because he's been coming on as an impact sub lately, hasn't he, in recent weeks? And winning games, you know, like with the assist to Núñez at the back post. Quality contribution. I thought he was brilliant when he came on against Everton. Didn't get a goal, didn't get an assist, but he was running that Jake O'Brien ragged at right back, and he just turned the game. That last 15 minutes where before Doku, and I think he came on with Kovacic as well, because Kovacic scored, didn't he? Before they came on, it was an even game. It was proper 50-50. Anything could sort of happen at that moment. And then bang, those two came on and we just dictated the game and won the game from that point out. And then Doku's like knocking on the door of Pep Guardiola and saying, why are you not playing me? And Pep's listened. He's playing him now and he's got a start. So you're absolutely right, Kieran. I agree. He needs to make the most of this start. Couldn't agree more. And Gramsci agrees with you as well. Doku needs a performance more. Do you think? More than Marmoush. The thing is with Doku, I think he's now getting the minutes, so he now needs to prove it, like Kieran says, Gramsci, and I agree with the idea that he needs to perform. But I think Marmoush has played a lot of football lately. He's been getting starts, he's been getting minutes, and he's not been doing enough for me. Only in the last couple of weeks, I think Marmoush overall, his arrival at Manchester City for me has been good. I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10 so far for Marmoush in his overall impact at City so far. I'm predicting it goes up to 8 or 9 next season for Marmoush as an overall season, let's call it. City coming forward here with Nunes. It was a bit sloppy from Nunes, who can be sloppy, can't he? And he's been good for us in recent weeks. I think he's been a vital addition to this starting 11. Of course, Wolves as well. They zoomed into the Wolves fans and they don't seem to like him, do they? They zoomed into the Wolves fans and there was a few fans going, fucking twat, fucking Nunes. So yeah, they don't seem to like him. So let's hope Nunes bags a hat-trick. That would be good. So good when a former player returns to a club and scores, especially when they're hated. I hate it when they're loved. It's very uncomfortable. Like when Haaland scored that unbelievable goal against Borussia Dortmund, the celebration kind of like made me like, it was so respectful, and that's typical of Haaland. I think he's actually quite a respectful person. But that goal against Borussia Dortmund was unbelievable. And then he had to go like, sorry everybody, sorry Borussia, I've just scored an absolute worldie against you to win the game. Sorry about that. And the cross from Cancelo as well was unbelievable, but still. But when they hate the club and they've fallen out, like Tevez, when Tevez scored in the FA Cup against United and then ran to the dugout and did that to Fergie as if my ears aren't big enough. Tevez has got some ears on him as well, hasn't he? But he ran to the dugout and did that. That's what football's all about for me, man. I love that. I loved it so much. Oh, yeah, Jeff, I remember that as well. Oh, man, that was a good moment because it was the winner as well, wasn't it? That was so odd because that's a proper one club legend that spent 30 seconds at another club and then scored against that club. That's unbelievable, man. That was such a funny moment. And now, like City fans, we all call him a City legend now, don't we? Just to do their heads in of Chelsea. Wolves are in it again here, you know. That's offside, though, surely, linesman. Munetzi's got involved. There's got to be an offside here, but they're playing on, and it's cleared by Nico O'Reilly, thankfully. But there is a definite susceptibility to City at the back because Wolves are confident in getting that ball forward, and it's just not been a solid performance yet from City. We are quite open, and I don't think Wolves have really managed to. They've not got into our box and made us panic too much, but they're definitely finding it too easy for me to get forward, and they're doing it again here with Ryan Aït-Nouri. Strong though from Nunes, really good. And then De Bruyne, is he strong? No, he gets tackled by Gomez or Andre, not Peter. Katie Price in the house, but Andre's on the pitch with Gomez, and there's another Gomez. They've got 3 Gomezes, as if they're all Gomez'd out, Wolves, aren't they? Ball in! Edge of the area. And Peter Andre nearly scored. It's over the bar. Well, he didn't nearly score. He smashed it over the bar by about 300 yards. But still, a chance on the edge of the area that's... it's getting a concern for me, this, to be honest. Blues. Diaz hat-trick. I love stupid takes. Over the bar from Andre. Doku sprays one out to Nunes. Nunes coming forward. Marmouche. Go on. Into De Bruyne. De Bruyne across the face of goal. Kovacic, edge of the area. Lays it into Doku. Doku beats one. Beats two. Oh, no, he gets tackled by the second. It was a good tackle. And he got lucky to actually beat the first player. But he nearly won it back. Corner ball. Well done, Jeremy Doku. It's Semedo pessing about with it. I'm drunk, man. Semedo pissing about with it. Semedo pissing about with it. And Kevin De Bruyne was onside then. But yeah, it broke to Doku, who then rode the tackle of Semedo, and it broke back to Semedo. But then he turned back towards Doku, who used his strength, and Doku wins a corner by clipping it off Semedo. But it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne to take the corner, which makes, with Marmouche on the pitch, and you saw what he can do in the FA Cup semi-final. I'm wondering, why isn't Marmouche? Because he's not going to be a threat in the box, is he? I would rather Kevin De Bruyne on the edge of the area for any ball that breaks out on the edge of the area, just to smash it. First time, any rebounds that come out of the area, just smash it. Have a shot, mate. Because Kevin De Bruyne's deliveries from corners are just, they've not been good enough this season. Kevin De Bruyne, ball in, cleared. Near post, front man. So I was kind of hoping I was manifesting a goal the other way there, but it kind of proved my point. Ball in from De Bruyne this time, and it's cleared by Totti Marmouche over the bar. As you can see, look behind the goal now in terms of the fans. They're all there. Look, it's packed. The whole place is packed. So that little 6-minute protest is, it's finished. It's finished. I think Pep's getting fired these questions at the minute. I feel so sorry for Pep Guardiola when he gets asked these questions, because I know what he wants. He wants the fans to be there because the side have a better chance when when the fans are there in full. Wolves are in here. We're in big trouble. He's through. We're in trouble. Semedo across. Manetzi. And they fucked it. How have they fucked that? How have they fucked that? It's just a simple... You're talking about a sweaty FIFA goal here. You're talking about... it's a 2-on-1. As in, Edison is the one. When I say 2-on-1, and when you say 1-on-1, you think, oh, it's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. I'm talking about 2-on-1, and Edison is the one, okay? In that situation, you're thinking, right, he's onside as well. He's onside. Semedo bursting through. All he needs to do is cut it square to Manetzi, and it's a tap-in. But he overhits it. It goes past Manetzi, but this is what I've been saying. And my confidence and arrogance and relaxed feelings for this game are starting to disappear. I'm getting annoyed. Fuck's sake, City. Come on, man. That's exactly right, mate. That's exactly right. That's a proper... That's like, surely you score. There's no way you're buzzing. You're 100% right, Logan, mate. We got lucky there, man. I feel like Wolves could score here if we don't wake up. That's as big a warning as you can get. You don't get a bigger warning than that, do you, chat, man? Come on. That's the biggest warning you're going to get. A 2-on-1 situation. They were nearly in again. Thankfully, they're offside here. But we're struggling against a system that we have struggled against all season. Whenever we've come up against this 3-4-3 wing-back system, there's a good offside trap there, in fairness to the City back four. All four of them stayed in a good line, with the help of the halfway line itself being on that line, and the linesman had an easy job, but still, it's risky. It's risky because they've got pace in behind here, have Wolves. And if we... I think we need to score first, because I think this game's going to be a really horrible game to play if we concede first. Oh, lovely. Lovely from Jeremy Doku. Oh, and he got tackled. Gomez and Andre as well in the middle. Those two are little bulldogs, aren't they? Little terriers, like just tough little tanks, aren't they? Solid couple of midfielders they've got in the middle of the park, have Wolves. And they've been nicking the ball off so many City players. Jeremy Doku's gone down holding his knee here as well. I'm hoping. Yeah, I think it's is an impact injury rather than a twist of any kind, because that's like, yeah, he's up on his feet, he's fine, but knee to knee is bloody painful, isn't it, mate? Bloody painful. I love how Glacier says, Maverick, this is not a documentary. But Maverick, that's kind of how I talk, man. I love to dramatise, well, words, not situations, words. And big up to Church, by the way, because he's the king of it. I've seen Lucian, by the way. I saw your comment before. If you're watching, mate, I know it's late where you are. You might have gone to sleep, mate. I hope you've not, because in which case, you've completely missed my recognition of you. But you wanted to you said you wanted a legendary status on this channel. You've already got it, mate, first of all, because you're always in here. And you're always tuning in at stupid o'clock. And respect to you, mate. I know you're quite young as well, if I remember. You've got exams and stuff, so tuning in at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch me when you've got exams, mate, you're a legend, first of all. But you used a word that's straight out of the Church thesaurus. So Church is very much getting involved there, and we've got Maverick poetically describing the situation there. Wolves smell blood and ready to pounce. And they are wolves as well. They are an animal that would likely smell blood. Not quite to the extent of a shark, but I imagine they have the capability of smelling blood. Do they? I don't know. I made that up. I'm not David Attenborough. I completely pulled that right out of my arse. But can they? I think they can. I wouldn't be surprised. And they can smell blood now. Here, Wolves, they're in. It's going to be... They've hit the post. Rebound, cleared off the line. Can't believe what's happening. Smashed into Nico O'Reilly, cleared. I can't believe how fucking unbelievably shit we've been at the minute. This is a terrible, terrible start to the first 26 minutes of the game. They've just smashed the post. Rebound cleared off the line. The relaxed tone in my voice does not suit the situation, to tell you the truth. I should be much more annoyed than I am right now, and I'm putting that firmly down to the glass of red wine. Fucking shit. Exams. I'm terrible, man. Ball in, and it's cleared. Well, over everybody. Over everybody. We're getting away with murder here again. Exams. I pronounce my words stupid, don't I? Some of the words I say like get overly pronounced, and then other words just get completely disregarded. Certain words get disrespected, but certain words get like too much love in my vocabulary. But it is a bit of a ball in cleared situation. Ball in, cleared. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Smash the old likeys. Knobhead. That's up there. That's up there. I enjoy the word knobhead. Twat is a good word as well. I really like... I go hard on the T's with twat. I make sure everyone knows there's 2 T's in twat. There is definitely 2 T's in twat. Twat. I mean, there's far too much excessive vulgarities so far. Oh, Hannah, have you got some exams coming up? But City need to up their game here, because we are being given a thorough exam. We are given a thorough rectal examination at the minute, because the back end of Manchester City is wide open, and we are being exposed. See what I did there? That was a bit of wordplay there. I'm pleased with that. It's always something vulgar, but still, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Scrambled eggs for brekkie. I really wanted that today, mate. Just pick my nose live on air. No. De Bruyne ball in. Cleared. Up in the air as well. Not completely cleared. Marmouche. Here you go. Bernardo Silva, corner of the edge of the area. Dinked in by Bernardo. And it's cleared. Edge of the area, Cunha. He's solid, isn't he, Cunha? Ball down the line by Semedo to nobody. Just getting Wolves up the pitch, in all honesty. Good luck with your exams, Hannah, by the way. All the best for that. Stefan Ortega, mate. Sorry you're on the bench, bud. Sorry you're on the bench, mate. Tuesday. That's good, that. Never thought of it like that. I always, in my head, does anyone else do this when you're spelling Wednesday? Does anyone else in their head go Wednesday? I always do that, man. And does anyone else have to Google the word Leicester every time they're spelling it? I have to Google it every time. I've typed it out a good 200 times in my life, the word Leicester. Never get it right. Never get the word Leicester right. Ball into De Bruyne. Oh, I thought it was going to break to Gundogan there. Over the top here for Cunha. Jose Sarr with a... And he nearly found Cunha there, to be honest. Oh, come on, City. We need to up our game here. That's a good question, mate. You know, all my life it's been United. All my life. But over the years, and obviously living in Manchester, I've just grown to like be around so many of them. And obviously I'm now like ball in from Doku. And it's away by Totti Gomez. Sorry, it wasn't by Agbadu in the middle. It's changed over time. Toy toy. Is that how you pronounce it, by the way? It's changed. It's for a good solid 20 years, from being born to being about 21 years old, it was United. Kovacic on the edge of the area. Out to De Bruyne. Nunes coming forward. Finally, we're starting to get a few attacks together. But if anyone deserves to be in the lead at the minute, it probably is Wolves. But a ball in from De Bruyne is over the head of Gundogan. No, I mean, only Gundogan was in there. With Haaland on the back. Ball in from Doku's a good one, though. Oh, cleared again. This is what Wolves do. This is what I said in my preview, by the way. I highlighted the fact that they do allow you out wide. Oh, it was lovely football from City. Nearly found our way through with one-touch football between Gundogan, Marmoush, and nearly found Bernardo Silva, who would have been in. Had it reached Bernardo Silva, it would have been a one-on-one situation. But what I said in the preview, by the way, was how Wolves are so narrow. Look at them now. Right now, Doku's got the ball. They'll only send one player out to him. They're not that bothered. Here you go. Nico O'Reilly. Over the bar. But it was saved. That was good play. City have just turned the heat up. We've just like upped it a gear or two there. In the last 5 minutes, we've definitely turned up there. Great play from Doku. But this is Wolves. These crosses that have been coming in from Kevin De Bruyne to Gundogan in the air like that. They've got three solid aerially sound defenders in the middle. Kovacic on the edge of the area. Shot is a bit lame and cleared. And yeah, they don't have a problem with you crossing the ball because they trust their centre-backs, the Wolves. So I don't think this is going to be our game. What Doku did there is what we need to do, is drive at them, drive at the full. That's it. It was Nunes switch to Doku. Now Doku needs to try and drive at them. He's not done it. He's passed it inside. But just have a go at the fullback. Try and take them on. Switching them quickly like this. You're seeing it now. De Bruyne was just received a switch to the byline. De Bruyne dinks it in. Back post though is Doku. Swing and a miss. Strike one for Jeremy Doku. Back in from Doku and it's cleared. Anything in the air, to me, is just silly from City today. When you look at the players on the pitch, Marmoush, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku, we're not winning anything in the air today. So there's no point lumping it into that box. Peer BM, City to score first equals all bottoms up. Cheers. I agree, mate. I agree. I think if we score first, I think we'll at least come away with a draw. But I am very worried if we start pissing about with going 1-0 down. A lot of people don't have a clue what you're talking about. I bet the Americans are like, what? What Mullet is asking there is, what do you call what the Americans probably call a bun? a bun, like a burger bun. But hang on a minute. Jeremy Doku. Oh, he's done him. He's sent him for a hot dog and he's cut it back to De Bruyne, who makes it 1-0. Jeremy Doku with some sensational wing play, cutting the ball back. Barm, Bap or Roll? I need to answer that question in a minute because it's a vitally important question that needs answering. It needs answering. But first of all, Manchester City are 1-0 up. Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant from Jeremy Doku. That's what I'm talking about. Wing play that's unstoppable. Getting to the byline, cutting it back. De Bruyne on the penalty spot just places it in the bottom corner, and we needed that, man. Peer BPM, mate. Bottoms up, mate. There we go. There we go. So anyway, Barm, Bap or Roll? 1-0 City. I mix it up. Scone or scone, people. Again, I change my mind all the time. I'm very flexible with these things. I don't think I ever say roll. I think I'm a bap man. I do like a bit of a bap. I'm more of a Batman, I think. Mullet. I don't say barm really, no. I'm thinking about, do you have a bacon barm? I'll probably have a sausage barm and a bacon bap. That's probably what I'll do. That's probably how I would say it, which is a bit weird. But it's a puzzling quandary. Yeah, mullet, mate. You're going to be on the fan. To be honest, no one watches City when we win. So the fan reaction channels are shit when City win. No one tunes in because everyone gets in. Apart from you guys, obviously the City fans tune in, but no one gives a shit when City win because everyone's just pissed off. City have won again, have they? Oh yeah, fucking hell, City have won again. Yeah. Oh mate. Hannah. I say scone, but scone to piss off my mates to sound posh. Yeah. I don't know. I just say whatever I feel like at the moment. Probably more of a scone person, in all honesty. Well played from Ruben Diaz, that. Really good. And the confidence from City now. Oh, Jose Sarr, with his ability to read the game there, was brilliant. I thought Marmoush was in one-on-one and we were about to make it 2-0. But Jose Sarr and this big pink blob of a person, because he's wearing pink, if you're wondering, came out of nowhere then, just flying out of his goal. Very aggressive sweeper keeper stuff from Jose Sarr. Brilliant. Kevin De Bruyne scored. Someone asked who scored. It was KDB. That's the one. Fendas who scored. KDB. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. What are we going to do when he goes, man? We'll be talking about that soon. Because there is some Verts news to bring you that I'm going to try and talk to you about that at half-time. Plus Pep Guardiola news at half-time. I'm not sure I've got enough time. Because you know me and waffling, I need more than 15 minutes. But yeah, 100%. There's a lot to talk about. Plus the fixture lists as well. We'll do that now, before half-time. We'll talk about the fixture list now. Bottoms up per BPM, mate. Big up to you, mate. I'm shit-faced, mate. This is like... It was like I went big with it, but still. I'm enjoying myself. Because I've been watching the new season of You. Not You, per BPM. You know, the show. I'm a big fan of You, per BPM, but... You, I mean... Like You. But the show's good as well. Such a shit joke. But anyway, yeah. I'm missing out on that tonight, which is something I'm quite happy to miss out on when City are playing. But when it's Friday night, I don't know why. I'm just not a fan of Friday night. Like, any game playing on Friday night, any football, I'm like, oh, why are you doing it Friday night? Like, Saturday and Sunday, Monday, any other day. I don't know why. But Friday night is just like the switch off, chill out, do nothing moment for me. And it always has been in my life. I don't know why. It just has been. Call me stupid, but obviously I'm not going to miss City. But still. Buzzing that we're winning, most importantly. That is most important. I don't even know. What are you even saying? Janelle or Ali? I don't even know what that means. Also, scown is... I don't even know... There are so many words in that super chat that I don't know what you're talking... I know Ali, as in like alleyway. But I don't know what you actually mean there, Mullet. Don't send me another super chat, mate, to answer. I will look out for your word because you spend so much money on me, mate. And I love you for doing that, by the way. I presume you're a multi-billionaire. But I throw caution to the wind when people spend money on me too much. And I love it. And I appreciate it, by the way. Oh, mate. You've asked another question as well that I've just seen that I need to talk about. Clichy, Kolarov or Cancelo? Gramsci, mate. That's a tough one, man. I think balance-wise, I'd go Clichy. I think he offered the most balanced approach. I think he was a good one-on-one defender. I think he positioned himself very well. He was a little bit like meh going forward, but he still could come forward. I remember, speaking of, we went away to Wolves, who remembers it, in the 2011-2012 season, when United had just drawn 4-4 to Everton. Who remembers that in that season? 4-4 United drew. We then needed to go away to Wolves, and if we won, it put us on a position where we needed to go and beat Newcastle. And we did. We won. We beat Wolves. And it was a Clichy assist to Aguero. And Clichy also came forward away to Newcastle and assisted Yaya Toure for the second goal to make it 2-0. That's fucking memory for you, that is, man. I'm pleased with myself, man. I thought my memory was dying in my unk age. But I am definitely still got that. It's core memories of Manchester City from Clichy. But Kolarov was a beast at free kicks. Jeremy Docker, lovely little flick by Gundogan to O'Reilly. Kovacic on the edge of the area. It's cleared by Gomez. I'll take 1-0 at half-time at the minute. But so far, since we've gone 1-0 up, we've sort of exactly what I wanted to happen and has happened. Going 1-0 up has made this game a bit of a City control it now, knock it about, and Wolves is feeling a bit hope we don't go 2-0 down sort of mode they've gone into here. And City could quite easily go 2-0 up before half-time. But I'll take 1-0 at half-time because I think we've been a little bit fortunate. I think they've hit the post. They've been in a 2-on-1 situation. They could arguably be 2-0 up, Wolves, in this situation. But I'm still stuck on the Gramsci debate. Kolarov, free kicks, his ability to cross the ball was unquestionably one of the most exciting left foots we've seen at Manchester City. Nicholas Jensen was up there for me. I remember a volley from him from a Nicholas Anelka cross at Main Road against Wolves. And he smashed it, Nicholas Jensen, into the bottom corner. He had a cracking left foot. We've had some good left foots at City. Martin Petrov, another good left foot. But yeah, Kolarov is up there as one of the all-time great left foots that we've had at Manchester City by a long way, to be honest. Cancelo for me, is it Cancelo or Cancelo? I always pronounce it differently. Scone. But Cancelo for me, I've got a sour taste in my mouth about him because of his attitude, and I feel like that's a big part of how I feel about a player, is how they treat the club and how they treat Pep and how they treat the whole system of Manchester City. You know, and if you're going into training and being a knobhead, I kind of have a problem with you. Ball over the top here to Nico O'Reilly. If he's onside, we're in... and he's been... Again, Jose Sarr with really good, aggressive goalkeeping, forcing Nico O'Reilly away from goal. Because again, it's like what Ortega did in recent weeks. Coming out, but not committing. Just forcing him to stop, turn around, and go the other way. He's been a good goalkeeper this first half, has Jose Sarr. City have won the ball back, though. A minute remains, and Gundogan's breaking into the penalty area. Tries to find De Bruyne, and his flick doesn't come off. And Jose Sarr gets the ball down the line and gives it away to Nunes. What a shit goalkeeper he is. Anyway, yeah, I think I've answered the question there, mate. Cancelo, for me, attitude-wise, just let me down. But ability-wise, yeah, he was so good, wasn't he, man? He was very, very good. He was just like, he was very much in the Trent Alexander-Arnold like mould of fullback. You know what I mean? Like defending, nah, doesn't interest him. He's not bothered. And I feel like Kolarov wasn't great at defending either, to be honest. I feel like he was a bit of a liability. But anyway, moving on. Because I've been waffling, man. Big up to you, Marie, by the way. Long-term support from you, as you can see. Member for 16 months, Marie. Kovacic, shot blocked. You warm my heart, Marie. You really do with your support. It means the world to me. Click that like, the best Jonny and City. For the best Jonny and City. You're a legend, Marie. You really are. 16 months, man. It's a crazy amount of support, man. Thank you so much, Marie. Such a... Yeah, genuinely heartwarming, man. Genuinely. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel happy. Massively appreciate it. It's so easy, man. 100 men. 100 men. Bernardo Silva, ball across. Marmouche lays it off to Gundogan. To De Bruyne, sorry. Nunes, ball in. Headed clear because you put it in the air. Stop putting it in the air. Doku, keep it on the floor. That's it, on the floor. And it's cleared. Fucking idiot. There goes the halftime whistle. But yeah, the goal, don't forget, that came from the cross on the floor. Much harder to defend. Much harder to defend. And Manchester City are 1-0 up. A little bit fortunate, in all honesty, because I feel like Wolves could go into that dressing room at halftime and think, how have we not scored? Hit the post, and they've absolutely ballsed up a 2-on-1 situation. And for me, there was other little moments as well outside of that weren't quite as clear cut, but still, I felt like there were moments. 100 men, 100%, because just the sheer weight of 100 men, some of them die. Some of the men die. If it's like 100 men and that if any of the men die, then the gorilla wins. If one death to the 100 men equates to a gorilla win, then the gorilla wins. But if there are men that are sacrificial, and you could sacrifice some of the men, and they die, then the gorilla's getting smashed to bits, because you just say, right, which 10 blokes... Okay, let's say 20. Why not? If some of them are available for dying, let's say 20. I feel like a dictator here sending people to war. Do you know what I mean? Like, you go and die. You go and die. Fucking 20 men dead. 10 of you on the right arm of the gorilla. Another 10 of you on the left arm of the gorilla. Go and grab it, and all of you just get on the arms of the gorilla. And then 10 more of you just start punching the face of the gorilla, right? So you've got 30 men, 10 on one arm, 10 on the other arm, 10 punching the face of the gorilla in. He's got no chance. There's 70 spare men behind you. He's got no chance, the gorilla. There used to be a debate where could Mike Tyson beat a gorilla in a one-on-one? Mike Tyson thinks he could take a gorilla. I think he's wrong. One-on-one, I think any human loses. But Mike Tyson there used to be that debate. So now how it's become 100 men, I don't know where that came from, mate. And it went viral, didn't it? Absolute bollocks. One Pep, that's the only human being that could do it for me. Fuck Mike Tyson. Or Doku. But yeah. Do you know, once there's a funny story with my mate, right? I was talking about, my mate said something stupid, and as if you don't know me by now, I come out with stupid things, man. One thing that my mates have never let me live down. I've said some stupid things, but this is one of the most stupid things I've ever said in my life, right? And I don't know why I'm telling you, to be honest, because it's genuinely embarrassing. But my mate said at the time, And at the time, Roberto Mancini was manager of Manchester City, by the way. Just picture that. My mate said, there are no good-looking Premier League managers, are there? Like, there is not a single manager that's genuinely like a good-looking bloke. Like, do you know what I mean? And I was pissed, right? And I was like, Sam Allardyce is all right. I was like, what? And then I got a Google out and I Googled him. I was like, no, he's not. He's a fucking ogre. The guy is an absolute disaster. I remember saying the worst thing the worst football take you will ever hear is Sam Allardyce is somewhat of a good-looking bloke. He is the epitome of not a good-looking bloke, Sam Allardyce. But in answer to your question, one Sam Allardyce, because Mikel Arteta gets battered all day long. Per BPM, mate. I put on my black and blue De Bruyne shirt today. Is that the what? Oh, I know it. Is that the one that says Man City across it? Why did they do that, man? The Man City was daft, wasn't it? But anyway, and enjoying my gold Tuborg. I don't know what that is, mate. Sounds like from the world of Nordic or Vikings, which is the same thing, really. But cheers, all. Come on, City. Can Jonny not drink? What, do you want me to not be drunk? Yeah, I shouldn't have had. I've had too much wine, I must admit. But yeah, Sam Allardyce, what was it doing, man? What was it doing? Big up to you, Paddy, mate. Thank you very much. If you accidentally sent that without typing out a message, mate, feel free to write out a message now, man, and I will read it. It is. There you go. Fucking mullet. Good. I'm so pleased to read out one of your chats without it being fucking money. Do you know what I mean? Because you deserve it, mate. You don't deserve to have that big... have to be super chats, mate. I want to read people's things without it being super chats. Do you know what I mean? But he's been really good. I think he's been effective. It's what I wanted from Jeremy Doku. It really is. Oh, yeah. It's fucking useless, man. Fucking useless. 51 minutes. Shit-faced. I don't even know how to fix it now. What do I do? Reset timer. Type 45. Jobs are good un. Jobs are good un. I don't do it anymore, mate, but there's still, like, I think there's about 70 videos that I did. If anyone wants to go and see me be a serious gamer, with a bit of comedy, I do throw a little bit of silliness in there, but I used to have a gaming channel called Respawned. If you go and Google Respawned, you will find my old gaming channel. I did it for a year, and I got views on that channel that were bigger than I've ever got on this channel. You know, I got some like 250,000, multiple 200,000 views, and I was quite pleased with that, obviously. But gaming's always felt like a really serious hobby of mine. But City's just like, do you know what I mean? It's like inexplicably in there. Like, it's just like, it's just passion. It's love. It's like blood. You know what I mean? And I didn't have that about gaming. I love gaming, but I don't think anyone should take gaming as seriously as football fans take their clubs, because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it should just be pure joy and like a pastime, whereas football's like a religion. Do you know what I mean? It really is. Goater all day long. That's really, really easy, Gramsy. I love the question, though. I loved the question because I loved Anelka and I loved One Chop. But for me, Goater is arguably up there. I think if you ask me who my favourite City players of all time are, Goater is in my top 5. And that's still considering all of the players that we've had since Sean Goater played for this club. I need to go for a pee. And I didn't talk about Verts. I haven't talking about the fixtures. I've done nothing that I promised whatsoever. But Goater, in answer to your question, I need to go for a pee, because otherwise I'm going to be needing it in the second half and it's going to be a disaster. I'll be back. Uno momento. Came back a bit quick there. Right, I wanted to talk. Fucking chairman. Big up to Mario in Jamaica. What is that? Willy Bum Jizz Face. Do you know what? I've gone off it, mate. Like, I'm a big gamer, but I don't really play FIFA as much as I used to. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone asked me about Oblivion, and I've been speaking to Jeff and Mullet about Oblivion. By the way, Mullet, you asked me a question about Oblivion. And I needed to explain that I had never played Oblivion. My original introduction to the Elder Scrolls was Skyrim, but Oblivion was not a game. I dabbled with it, and I was just a graphics and performance snob, and I was like, yeah, this clearly like has got the whole Skyrim vibe, but it was like, yeah, it's not as moddable. Do you know what I mean, on PC? So I was like, yeah, I left it. Now they brought that back, but the performance is shit. Anyway. Obviously an amazing game, and I can see that, and I just want them to sort the performance out. But in terms of FIFA, no, I don't play it as much as I used to. And I would like to get back into it a little bit more, but still. Hi, Johnny. Subscribed to your channel recently because you are a City fan. Appreciate that. Love the way you handle humour and stayed awake late in midnight just to watch your team. I didn't, mate. You're doing that. And big up to you for doing that. You're doing that. If you're watching this late in India, I presume it's very late for you. It's normal time for me here. It is 9 o'clock in the evening. It kicked off at 8 o'clock UK time, mate. So big up to you for watching late, you know, because the UK fans, I'm not sure many of us get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch City, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? It's not an easy thing to do, and there's so many of you in the chat that do it. And I think that's a very underappreciated thing for fans, that it's like, oh, there is still that, oh, you're not from Manchester, so therefore you're not a proper fan. Bollocks to that, because there are people like yourself who get up at 3 o'clock in the bloody morning to watch City. That's not easy, man. That's proper support for me, you know. There's only my children what I get up for at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna have to do it in the bloody FIFA Club World Cup, aren't I? As well, because that's gonna be 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. I can't be asked for that. 1:30 for you. There you go, man. That's what I'm saying. It's good. Set the alarm for 2 a.m. Dip daff. There you go. 4 a.m. to watch the F1. Christine. Wow. 4 a.m.'s like quite close to. No, that's still like way too early for me, but to watch the F1, no way. See, that's all right. That's normal. My son he wants to play in Roblox. He's watching Roblox videos on YouTube all the bloody time. 3 in the morning to watch the NBA. I used to play basketball, Ryan, quite a bit. I used to love playing basketball. I actually played for a team, which in the UK, obviously Americans will be watching this going like, so what? Like, that's the norm over there. But basketball in the UK is very small. It's not. We have the BBL, don't we? And who remembers the Manchester Giants? For my 11th birthday, my mum got us courtside seats to the Manchester Giants versus the Sheffield Sharks. And it was like the Aguero moment almost, but for Sheffield Sharks. And we had courtside seats. Completely ruined my birthday. And it was Manchester Giants. It's just City in the brain. Manchester Giants were 2 points ahead. And the buzzer, it was like 10 seconds left to go in the game. And anyway, long story short, a 3-pointer, a buzzer shot from way out as well. He wasn't at the line. He wasn't at the 3-point line. He was a decent way out. And he sank it. And Sheffield Sharks went wild. It was at Manchester as well. It was at the MEN Arena. And everyone went crazy. The Sheffield Sharks went crazy. And there was this small little pocket of Sheffield fans going, ah, the away fans. And the home fans were just silenced, man. I remember that. Anyway, I'm fucking waffling, man. Absolute waffling here. But yeah, I enjoy basketball. City are 1-0 up. Right, I really want to talk to you about the fixtures, most importantly, because I want to give you the Forest fixtures, the Chelsea fixtures, and the Newcastle and the Villa fixtures, as well as the Newcastle fixtures. So the remaining 4 fixtures for Forest are Palace away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, Chelsea at home. The final game of the season. Chelsea's fixtures: Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United at home, Forest away. Chelsea are in big bloody trouble with them fixtures, you know. Second half's about to get underway. They've got to face Newcastle and Forest. Two of the sides, second half's underway. So Chelsea facing Newcastle, who are in and around the mix for Champions League spots. Chelsea have got to face Forest, who are another side in and around those Champions League spots. So the fact that we don't have to face any of these sides that are around us, as in we're not eating each other, whereas they are, means that I'm quite confident we're going to get these Champions League spots. And if we win tonight, I would go as far to say as it's almost done. I really would, because someone's got to lose. Chelsea and Forest, if they draw, they drop 2 points. That's key. There's only 4 games to go. Chelsea go away to Newcastle. Newcastle have got to go away to Arsenal as well. So even though I don't think we could actually catch Arsenal, which is something I got wrong, tragically wrong in the preview, because I got the points wrong. We're actually further behind than I stupidly said in that preview. But still, you never know. Chelsea and Newcastle have got to play each other. Arsenal have got to play Newcastle. Brighton away is not easy. Villa, in all honesty, could actually squeak their way into the Champions League spots, because they've got Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs and United. Bournemouth, Spurs and United. Spurs and United are the 2 final games for Villa. Both of them are going to be like, fuck the Premier League, we've got the Europa League final. That's all we need to focus on. That's all we've got left. So they're going to be resting players for the rest of the season, those 2. So Villa, you can expect 6 points from their final 2 games. Fulham at home. Fulham are they're out. They're nothing to play for, really. So I would say that. Bournemouth have fallen off a cliff. So I would say Villa are probably going to get 12 points there, which very much puts them back into a potential chance to getting into those spots. Forest are in trouble. Chelsea are in trouble. I think Newcastle will do it. And I think then it's like, woof, Villa, Forest, Chelsea. Interesting. But if we get the 3 points today, I think we've done it. Because of the fact that they've all got to play each other. Because, like I said, someone's got to lose. Or at least drop points. So, buzzing. I think that's really important. Bit of a Doku fan. I will love it, Ryan. I will absolutely Kevin Keegan it if we get second place. I was listening to Robbie on Don Robbie on AFTV talking about whether Spurs have had a better season, because if United win De Bruyne into Marmoush in the penalty area, edge of the area is Bernardo, switches it to Doku, still in the penalty area, right on the corner, bursts past Semedo, crosses it and it's blocked. Good bit of defending by Doherty that was. Love that from Nico O'Reilly. Slide tackle, he slid about 20 yards there. Love that from Nico O'Reilly. Have United, if we don't win the FA Cup, let's say we finish in the top 5, get Champions League football, but don't win a trophy. Let's say we lose the final against Palace and United go and win the Europa League. And obviously Arsenal are now having this debate as to who's had a better season. Have Spurs had if they go and win the Europa League and Arsenal win nothing, have Spurs had a better season than Arsenal? And if United go and win the Europa League and City win nothing, have United had a better season? And he made the point, which I completely agree with, by the way, that you can't argue about a trophy that the team's not involved in. And I think it's as simple as that. I think that really just shuts it down for me, because how can we win the Europa League? We're not in it. Because I think if we were in it, there's no way Spurs. I mean, arguably, maybe the season we've had, we'd have probably lost to fucking anybody. TNS. Who remembers playing them? Bloody Total Network Solutions from bloody Wales, where you need to get on a barge to go to the away ground. You need to get on a boat to get to the ground, not like a little fucking barge thing, like whatever that is. A barge. I'm just saying the word barge now. Barge. Monetzi's in, but Nunes covers really well there. But yeah, Spurs winning the Europa League, United winning the Europa League. It's not. Obviously, we're all putting on Spurs shirts, aren't we, for that game? Still not done, mind you, but there's still a semi-final second leg to be played. But I still think, yeah, look, it looks all but done, doesn't it, for the Europa League final at least? But yeah. I've run out of wine. It's an immediate concern for anyone who's drinking wine when they have their last sip. I've run out. Oh, that would be a bit, wouldn't it? I would feel a bit. They're bagging a trophy this season, though, aren't they, mate? Wait a minute, what? You qualified for the Champions League if you make it to the final? That's not me trying to get more super chats out of you either. That's genuine confusion. If they win it. Right, okay. But Spurs would have a trophy. But obviously United would have a trophy if they win it as well, wouldn't they? So, I mean, obviously, if United win a trophy this season, it's crazy how it's those two. Because those two have been... From when you talk about what you expect from Spurs and what you expect from Man United, Marmoush is injured down by the other corner flag, but City is still playing on here, trying to get a goal on the edge of the area. One ball over the top to Nunes. Marmoush looks hurt here. Well, better get Haaland on then. He's back. Are you playing on? Don't be a shithouse. Don't be a shithouse. Bernardo Silva was going to stop, but he didn't actually kick it out. In fairness, Bellegarde was just going to take it off him and run away with it then. But Marmoush looks properly hurt here. Ooh, I think he's just stood on him. I think he's just clipped his shin. That looked a nasty one. Like the heel just like stamped on his shin, and his shin was like on its side. Yeah, that looks bad. I don't think it's like, hopefully not long term, but that's going to hurt, that is. Impact, I would say. Camera straight into Haaland. They're pulling the socks down of Marmoush. Haaland next to Grealish, his Bezzy mate. They love each other, don't they? There's proper little bromance with them two. Yeah, we need to talk about that. Good point to do it as well, because nothing's happening. Marmoush is sat down with his injury at the minute. So, the reports are 2 reports today. One from a reasonably credible source in Florian Plettenberg of Sky Germany. That's Sky Sports Germany. Who he handled a lot of the Haaland situation, joining City. He got that right. He was involved with the Kyle Walker to Bayern Munich, which we know is true. It never happened because of a conversation between Walker and Pep, where Pep said, come to a restaurant, we're going to sit down, we're going to have a meal, and I'm going to persuade you to stay, to Kyle Walker. But Kyle Walker since then has said he was very close to joining Bayern Munich, which is exactly what Florian Plettenberg said throughout the transfer window where that took place. So he's a credible source. And I mean, I think he is. He is saying that Florian Wirtz and his family want to join Bayern. but Bayern are incredibly reluctant to sell them. Bayer Leverkusen are incredibly reluctant to sell Wirtz to Bayern for obvious reasons, because Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, Eintracht Frankfurt, they're all sick of selling their best players to bloody Bayern Munich. That's the obvious thing, and that's what's very much in City's favour. Now, a counter report today from the owner of City Report, I think his name's Nabil on Twitter. So I'm not convinced by the credibility of this source whatsoever, but he says Florian Wirtz, he does want to join City, but it's his family that want him to join Bayern Munich. So lots of contradicting reports, but if you are to trust one of them, I would argue Florian Plettenberg has definitely got more history of getting it right, at least. Wolves coming forward and the cross is blocked by Nunes. But yeah, ultimately, I think that equates to, if I was a betting man, I would say City are going to sign Xavi Simons. That would be my bet. I don't think we're going to get Wirtz. I've got a bad feeling about it. It just feels like there's been so much talk around his Germanness. Do you know what I mean? He's incredibly German, Florian Wirtz. Do you know what I mean? He loves Germany. Like, he's so loyal to Bayer Leverkusen, and I respect that, by the way. And that could also work in City's favour. The fact that Bayer Leverkusen don't want to sell to Bayern, we could use that. Nico O'Reilly's had his pocket picked here. We're in trouble here, Nico. What have you done? Cunha brings it down on his chest. Still on the edge of the area. City players getting back in numbers. But Cunha! Off the post. Fucking hell, man. Nico O'Reilly. Real warning. Another warning. They've hit the post twice, have Wolves. But in all honesty, I think Xavi Simons would be the next bet. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like Wirtz, Xavi Simons, and Morgan Gibbs-White are the three targets for Manchester City. In that order. So if we don't get Wirtz, we go for Xavi Simons. If we don't get Xavi Simons, we go for Morgan Gibbs-White. And for me, there is a massive gap between all three of them in order. Between Wirtz and Xavi Simons, there's a big gap. And I would argue there's an even bigger gap between Xavi Simons and Gibbs-White. They're all brilliant players, but you're talking like absolute top-level, unbelievable elite that's already at like top-tier level with so many years ahead of him in Florian Wirtz. I think Xavi Simons is a superb player, and it would be an amazing signing for City. He really would. He'd be such a good signing, but he's just not as good. He's just not as good as Florian Wirtz. It's as simple as that. Morgan Gibbs-White, I think he'd be a good signing, but I'm a little bit concerned at the price, most importantly. And I don't know. I'm just not convinced. We're talking about a player that's very much put his name out there this season. I want to see 2 or 3 seasons of Morgan Gibbs-White. And I think he's been a good player. And I think, yes, he is good, but I'm not convinced by him being... If we spend 100 million for him, I'll be annoyed. I'll be annoyed. 100 million for Morgan Gibbs-White is stupid. It's just too much money for me. And I know it's not my money, and a lot of people say, why do you care? It's not your money. I just feel like it's silly money. I really do. I don't think it's right. Nico O'Reilly is come off, and Manuel Akanji's come on. Now Gundogan's giving it away. We're having a sloppy second half here. Akanji's gone into centre-back with Ruben Diaz, and Vardiol's now gone to left-back. Because Nico O'Reilly's been hooked. And I say that, I don't mean substituted, I mean hooked. Flicked on. Vardiol, they're asking for a penalty. They're not going to get it. Monetzi fell down in the penalty area with Vardiol very near him. But I think it was a bit soft. But Nico O'Reilly was hooked because he was making mistakes, and they wanted a bit more solidity in that defence, which Nico O'Reilly hasn't really been offering in this game, with a couple of sloppy touches. Pep showed love, by the way. He gave him a big hug and a big kiss, a big sloppy, wet Pep Guardiola kiss to show his appreciation for Nico O'Reilly. Because he's been brilliant since he's come into the starting 11 as Nico O'Reilly, hasn't he? So we can't forget that. Big up to you, professional idiot, mate. How are you doing? Member for 2 months. Fucking hell, mate. That's been... I remember when you joined. That felt like 5 minutes ago, mate. 2 months. Massive respect to you. The midfield needs priority with more players. Yeah, I actually think fullback is where we start. I think right back is the first priority because we literally have no right back. So that has to be the priority. I think midfield, yeah, you're 100% right, with creativity in particular being in mind. I think, obviously, we've got Rodri, we've got Nico Gonzalez, we've got Kovacic. So I think in terms of like players that can play in that position, I actually don't think we need another Rodri-type player. We need creative midfielders. Jeremy Doku's speed, mate. I don't know how he does it. How he does that body movement, the shimmy, shimmy, yah, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. I don't know how he does it. In terms of like, he makes his body go that way for a millisecond, like a nanosecond, and then goes the other way at full speed. Like, I don't know how it... I don't know how he does it, man. It's like fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Doku doing a bit of the jammy jam. What's your thoughts on Gibbs White rumours? Oh, mate, I wish I'd read your super chat out before I just went on a massive rant about Gibbs White. Yeah, I don't think it's as done as people are saying, to be honest. Bernardo Silva to De Bruyne. Oh, it's a good tackle by Totti Gomez. Do you know what? I would go as far as to say in this game so far that City have been bang average. Bang average. It's been a very lacklustre performance and it's been glazed over by me. Normally, if I hadn't had a glass of wine, I'd be a little bit more critical, but I'm feeling a bit generous. And I also think we're going to get top 5 football, so I don't think the pressure is as big as it might be to some, but I think it's been a bit meh, this performance, and I'm very pleased to be 1-0 up. And they've hit the post twice and spurned a golden opportunity. They should have probably 3 goals in this game, where I can't think of any other opportunities for City outside of the goal that we actually got. So, yeah, it's very much going our way at the minute, isn't it, as a City fan? Half an hour to go, though. Still plenty of time for this to change, but a three points for City at this point would be unbelievable. It would be massive. I'd like to see Haaland come on. I really would. De Bruyne, his cross is deflected out for a corner. But yeah, the Gibbs White rumours, I'm not sure, Jammy Jam. I'm not convinced by him as a signing. I think he's a very good player and I think he's doing very well in the Premier League. I'm just not completely convinced. If we were to get him for 40 million, I'd be like, sign him all day long. 50 million. Yeah, even getting a bit above that, I'd be like, all day long, mate. He's a quality player. We need output. This Manchester City side need G&A. We need players that give you that because we have lost it. In Alvarez, in particular, corner ball whipped in. Jose Sarr collects with ease. And Gibbs White is a workhorse and he's a good player, but his G&A ain't that impressive. What has he actually got? Before I start talking about it, but going off memory, I'm pretty sure Gibbs White's goals and assist numbers aren't that impressive. But yeah, no, I would take him, but at what price? That would be key for me. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Vert all day long, mate. Per BPM. Will you fill your glass to half full or bottom it for a Doku goal, Jonny? I'll have to leave the room to do it. It's a corner ball to Wolves and a photographer's just taken a proper ball to the face. Some people enjoy balls to the face, but I don't think that photographer did. Bear with me. Looking at the Gibbs White, because I'm sure he's done okay this season. It's just not like, wow, numbers. Yeah, this season, Morgan Gibbs White, 5 goals, 9 assists. Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. I think he's a very good player. I think his work rate is something that legs. He's not slow. His energy is just non-stop. He's a proper workhorse. He's a tackler as well, and he tackles high up the pitch, wins the ball back early in the final third. Yeah, he's got loads of attributes that I think would suit this City side. 100 million? Not for me. Not for me. If we pay that, it would be stupid. It would be stupid money. It really would. Wolves corner. Whipped in, up in the air by Akanji. Nunes. Marmoush clear it. Oh, he does even better than that. He goes round Gomez. Knocks it down the line to Doku, who nearly gets it around. I think that's Semedo who had to stop him in the end. But there's a double substitution coming here from Wolves. Guys, smash them likes up, please. I do want some more wine, though, per BPM. I do. I really do. Professional Idiot, mate. Thank you for the super chat. For only 35 cents a day, you can help stop unk abuse. These unks have played for so long. Who's this? Where's this 35 cents going? These unks have played for so long, a break is needed. So please donate. Help stop unk abuse. I mean, I could do with some of that money. I've been getting some unk abuse this season. When it was my birthday, I turned 37 and everyone was like, what the fuck, Johnny? What the fuck? What are you doing on YouTube, you 37-year-old wannabe youngster? Who the hell do you think you are? So can I have some of that 35 or cents, as you put it? Great ball from Akanji to Jeremy Doku. One-on-one. Jeremy Doku into the penalty area. And he gets tackled. Ball breaks. Won back by Gundogan. Vardiol gets it out to De Bruyne. De Bruyne looking to whip a ball in. Again, it's cleared off the head of a Wolves centre-back. I said it in the first half. Stupid. We shouldn't be throwing balls in like that. We really shouldn't. We should be getting it in hard and low. But I think Jeremy Doku's been a bright spark in the game. I think he's been stifled here and there, but he's got himself an assist. He's the reason we're 1-0 up, barring the fact that Kevin De Bruyne is the one who actually put it into the net. But I think it was a made goal from Jeremy Doku. I don't know. I feel like he's warranted his start so far for me. $0.35. Buzzing, Professional Idiot, mate. Come on, smash the likes up for Professional Idiot and drop a W in the chat for Professional Idiot, mate. 10 gifted memberships, mate. Fucking hell, man. Massively respect you, sir. Thank you so much, Professional Idiot. You're a legend, mate. You're an absolute legend. There's some more for those that didn't get it. It always says I can only do 5. Ball, it's over the top by Marmoush. But we're handing out the gifted membership. You've inspired me, Professional Idiot. But it says I'm allowed to do 10 a month, but it only lets me do 5 when I get to the actual thing. Al, Jonny wannabe idiot. Do you know what I mean? I've even got 50% of his quality. You know what I mean? He did 10, I did 5. Can I do more? I can't do more, can I? Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, I mean, that's me maxed now. I can't do any more. It only lets me do 5 at one time for some reason. But, there you go. Yeah, big up to you, Professional Idiot, for inspiring me, mate. Gramsy, one of these days, Doku will beat 4 or 5 crowded players, whack it, top bins, and everyone will go mad. We're all just waiting for that day. And, mate, the commentary from me is going to be Daku, 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 Enkara Daku, it's the Daku, incredible Daku, 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 Daku. It's going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them. I'm feeling it, mate. I'm feeling it, Gramsy. I'm feeling it, mate. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm picturing it. I see it. Let's manifest it. But yeah, man, it excites me. Just someone who's just willing to take on the fullback is just something, you know, that treble winning season, which won us a treble, don't forget, there was a lot of like passing it back and like, yeah, but we didn't care because we were winning games. The 23, Kovacich's shot, it just drags it wide, looking for a deflection, hoping for a corner. I'm not sure he's going to get it. The 23-24 season, when we won 4 in a row Premier League titles, very much became the subject of taking on your fullback. And Pep identified it. I don't think it's a coincidence that he signed Savinho and Doku. You know, that teams were not falling for that bait, that Jack Grealish was very much the bait, that Pep Guardiola was attaching to his hook on his fishing rod and throwing it onto the pitch, and Jack Grealish was the little bit of cheese or a maggot. I just called Jack Grealish a maggot. Sorry, Jack, but I'm pretty sure that's bait that gets used in fishing. But you're not a maggot. But you know what I mean. He was definitely bait. And I don't think teams fall for it anymore. And we need a locksmith. We need someone who can pick locks, and that's Jeremy Doku. He's not even a locksmith. He's a hammersmith, isn't he? He smashes down doors, Jeremy Doku. Savinho gets past his fullback quite well, but not with any end product at the minute. Jeremy Doku's managing to find assists at the end of his ability. He did it the other week against Aston Villa, got himself an assist for a Mateus Nunes winner. At the minute, Jeremy Doku's contribution to this game is getting Manchester City 3 points. We need another goal, I would say. Here's Marmouche. And he nearly got Doku involved as well. It's a good bit of play, that. Wolves have made a couple of substitutions, by the way, which I missed. I think it was Semedo who came off, I think. DS Ford, mate, big up to you. How you doing? Johnny, if we win this game, we're catching Arsenal. Oh, I'd love it, mate. Because their fixtures aren't easy either, because they've got Newcastle, and I mean, they're very much going to be focusing on that semi-final second leg, which I think is after the Newcastle game. So they could easily drop points, Arsenal. But let's remind ourselves of the league table in a minute. Oh, dead leg for Bernardo Silva. I saw that. I've had one of them. I've had that. Oh, looking at a VAR red card here, actually. We're looking... Oh, yeah, it's a red card, mate. It's a studs on a leg. That could be like... You're looking at a potential... That could have broken his leg, that. It's not that high, but it's proper studs up. It's proper studs up for me, and I think he could be looking at a red card here. Oh, it's horrible. The fact that he's up and he's walking is it's not a miracle, but it's fucking thank God for that, man. Oh, it's nasty. Are they going to wave it on? He should be going sent over to the monitor for that. They're going to wave it on, man. He just nearly broke his leg. Do you know what I mean? If Goldbridge was watching this, he'd be like, good tackle, PGMOL, PGMOL, MOLPG, GPLOM, Mol, Piggy. He just goes on about it, doesn't he? But whatever the decision is, as long as City are hurt by the decision, it's the right decision. Do you know what I mean? Talking shit, as usual. But someone nearly broke their leg, and because they're wearing a City shirt, play on! Fucking bollocks. I keep typing in the wrong thing. I can't believe that wasn't a red card, to be honest. Bernardo Silva Just nearly had his leg snapped. Oh, mate, big up to you, Alexander Navu. I'm at the game right now. I came from Los Angeles. It's electric, mate. I'm so happy for you experiencing that, mate. I'm so happy for you, man. Is it your first game? Is it your first game going to the Etihad? Because what a treat for you, man. I hope we win for you, man. Buzzing for you, man. All the way from LA. Bet that cost you a few quid. I'm happy for you, mate. Hope you enjoy it. One red wine from... Big up to Tuna, by the way. Becoming a member for 16 months as well. Like Marie. And I don't hear enough from you, Tuna, man. I want to hear more from you. I think you do comment, and I want to engage with you more, mate. You have been around for a very long time, Tuna. I remember you. One red wine has got to Johnny's head. 100%. 100%. Absolutely shit-faced. But, yeah, I'm not very good with my booze, to be honest. We need to get Mullet on the scene. Really? They're speaking of getting Mullet. Let's get Mullet on the scene. He's on the scene. Carragher on commentary said it was a red. It was a red. It really was. I'm surprised he didn't give it. It's at least a red. A scientific dribbler. What's that? You guys in the chat educated me about Matoma. I had no idea that he'd studied dribbling, like he got a degree in dribbling. I didn't know. How do you get a degree in something that's just like that? I don't understand. You can get a degree in anything nowadays, can't you? Star Wars. I think you can get a degree in Star Wars, which is stupid. He 100% is. 100%. It was a red. It really was a red. Yeah. I thought it was a red. Yeah. 100%. No one's leg was broken. He just nearly broke it, Amir. It was just like he stood on his leg and his leg just did the old... his leg bent, but didn't go and snap. It's horrible when that happens, isn't it? They're showing it again, man. And I mean, the fact that they're showing it again, I can't believe that's not a red card. The game would be over, man. We would control this game. And I tell you what, I've got a funny feeling that Wolves will sneak a fucking equaliser now because of that. And if they do, Edison was stretching for a pass then. Made me worry. But it's chill. He did all right. The one thing I will say is, if we don't win this game, I don't, as much as I want to go back and go, that should have been a red card, and you're right, in hindsight, if anyone does want to go down that avenue and blame it on that red card and we would have won the game because we were 1-0 up, there's a genuine, legitimate argument there for that. Prior to that, what should have been a red card, Wolves should have scored 3 goals. So don't forget that as well. I fully believe that Wolves should have done more damage to this Manchester City side, and we've rode our luck in certain moments in this game. They've hit the post twice. They're coming forward again here. Akanji's on the pitch and gives it away with a clearance, to be honest to him, but this time nice and cool from Akanji. Pass into Kovacic, who sends Doku slowly, but still forward, away. Slows it down, Doku. Looks to come back. 12 minutes to go. Yeah, it's a very underrated aspect to his game, Jonny. His movement is brilliant. Wolves trying to come forward again, but Akanji gets back, plays it into Edison. This needs to go longer. Oh, plays it in. Really good, really good. Really good from Edison. Good from Gundogan as well. It's good from City all round, really. De Bruyne getting caught on the ball, nearly. I'm a big fan of Gomez and Andre, them two, in the midfield for Wolves. I think they're really, really annoying players. They're players you just don't want to play against. Difficult to get past. They just nick it off you here and there. Even De Bruyne then with his little flick, just Gomez just like gets a leg in the way and blocks it. Yeah, smash the likes, please, people. Looking at some of the tweets coming in, it's a red all day long. Lots of people think it's a red. Even non-City fans are saying that's a red card. And I thought it was. I really, really thought it was. Yeah, I mean, are we really? That's good to know. With games in hand, though, Messi. Games in hand. I wonder what's gone on with Nico G, because I'm really surprised at how little football he's actually getting. But I think next season, again, and I think that's can be applied to a lot of our players at the minute, that we'll see so much more of them next season. Obviously, literally we will, because we signed Marmoush, Nico Gonzalez, Hussanov in January. Vitor Pereira as well. He's one for the future, potentially. I mean, he's barely played at all, has he? You know, so, yeah. But I'd like to see more of him. I hope he doesn't become another CFG signing. You know, one that just is there to make money. One that we bring in, play him for about 5 games in total over the span of a year, and then sell him for 30 million to someone else and make a massive profit on him. He feels like one of them signings, doesn't he? I hope he's not, and I hope he becomes one. There's nothing wrong with that, because the club need to make money. It's just, you know, sometimes you get high hopes about players, don't you? Hey, look at that lovely little flick from De Bruyne, and an equally good flick from Bernardo Silva, and then Mateus Nunes runs it out for a throw-in like an idiot. But hey, Nunes has been really good for us lately. Gundogan, sloppy ball out to De Bruyne. 9 minutes to go here, and there's still a genuine opportunity that this game could go tits up. And I don't think we'd have any complaints, bar the red card, if Wolves were to equalise. In terms of deserving a goal, Wolves coming away with... If we come away with a clean sheet, I think we've been a bit fortunate. Big up to you, Gramsy. How would I get in touch with you for a business opportunity? Email me on typicalcity9320@gmail.com. A kanji with a swing and a miss. If you go to my profile on YouTube, there should be an email. If you go to the About section, I think, on my channel, there should be you scroll down somewhere, it'll say View Email Address. And in there, you'll see an email address. And you can send me an email. Fucking Kyle Walker. Would you have him back? That'd be good. What are we on? I don't know what we're on, to be honest. Come on, guys. Let's get to 500 likes. Smash the like button. Come on. Smash that like button, people. Something in my eye now. Let's get to 500. I'm looking at the amount of Mike Keegan saying that City should have a red card. Wolves should have a red card. Massive substitution. Foden, Lewis, McAtee on for Gundogan, De Bruyne, and I missed the third one because I was pissing about. Looking at bloody Twitter. Yeah, come on, people. Let's get to 500 likes. We can do it. We can do it. We can get Kyle back. We can, mate. He's on loan. Yeah, we could get Kyle Walker back. I don't think it's a wise move, to be honest. I think once a player goes out on loan at his age to bring him back. Player going out on loan and coming back and succeeding at any club is very, very rare. And it normally happens with youngsters, players that are like under 25. But players going out on loan at 30, what is he, 34? 34 years old? Coming back and playing, I just can't see it. I can't see it, but I think, what's the Championship saying? Who's coming up? I know we've got Burnley coming up. Because Leeds are top, aren't they? Sheffield United, and I think that's where he'll go. I think if Sheffield United get into the Premier League, he'll definitely go to Sheffield United. Mateus Cunha coming off for Wolves, which is good news. Looks knackered as well. Big substitutions. Large amount of substitutions. Yeah. Are you a Sunderland fan? It's mad how you got like a proper big Netflix documentary, isn't it? like a multi-season Netflix documentary for Sunderland. And I mean, I respect you. Like you're one of the, like, I don't know. There's a good soul to the club of Sunderland, isn't there? Rico Lewis coming forward, great play, really good, brilliant from Rico to the byline, cuts it back to McAtee, gives it away. That was brilliant from Rico Lewis, though, really was. But yeah, the substitutions from Wolves. I was reading their names out before in my head. I was like, Bentley, Bueno, Huang, Gomez, Doyle, Sarabia, Goodes, Giga, Lima. Lots of different names. I miss my wine. I'm missing my wine. I went for it and it's not there. Look at that. I'm gonna drink that. That's how pathetic I am. Birmingham versus London City Women's Championship. It's a mad name, that, London City. It's a proper PES name, that, isn't it? Pro Evolution Soccer. What makes you say that, Devious? Marmouche would suit Newcastle better. Why? And where would he play? Ahead of Isaac? Playing in the Anthony Gordon position? Or the other side? He doesn't really play on the right, does he, Marmouche? And he was the other one who's come off, by the way. So McAtee on, Foden on, and Lewis on. I'm really hoping for a Phil Foden revitalised version of him next season, because I think this season has been just like, sweep it under the carpet, let's forget about it, move on, let's see what you've got next season. Because the decline has been unavoidable for City fans. Even the most die-hard, like, Phil Foden lovers that daren't say a bad word about him, they have to identify that this has just not been a good season. And that's being as polite as you can be. And when you consider last season as well, the guy was unbelievable last season. And you're thinking, like, well, this guy's on his way to being, like, genuinely world class. But the drop-off, I would argue, and as much as I've been a big defender of Pep, I would argue that it took Pep a little bit too long to recognise that the guy just needs taking out of the firing line. Let's take him out of the crosshairs. Take him away from the criticism, whether it be City fans or neutral fans or rival fans who are just having a pop at Phil Foden and saying the things that have been said about him, and the United fans fucking what they said about him and his mum and all that shit, which is sadly part and parcel of football. It's just not been a good year for him, has it? I'll take that all day long. Switch by Wolves has thankfully gone out for a goal kick. Yeah, you could go that far. Yeah, we should have been relegated, really, shouldn't we, Daniel? I know what you mean, mate. And it's like there's an incredible dose of sarcasm in your comment there. But yeah, I know what you mean. You got to recognise where we are, where we've been. But it's the standards you've set, and if you are willing to lower your standards, then expect lower results. That's kind of how it works. Standards are there for a reason. When you set high standards, you expect high results. You might get high disappointment as a result. That tends to be what happens with standards and levels of expectancy. If you set them so high, you can quite often be left disappointed. But if you set them low at all times and you lower them, then your results will therefore be lower, And I just don't think Pep Guardiola will ever allow that, And it's the reason why he can. 5 minutes of injury time have been added on, by the way, and I feel like that's why Pep Guardiola is continuously saying this season that Manchester City have had a poor season in recent weeks, at least. Free kick to Wolves. It's deep in the Wolves' half, at least, but they're going to lump this forward, and they're going to be looking for an equaliser here with a long ball from a free kick from Sarabia. Pretty sure it's Sarabia, but 5 minutes of injury time, people. Park the fucking plane, bro, says Messi. Guys, subscribe if you're new. I haven't asked you to do that. I've asked you to hit the like button. That's about it. Let's get to 500. Come on. Halfway line. The free kick was cleared, but it's coming back. Down the line. Byline. Cleared by Bernardo Silva. Really good bit of defensive work from Bernardo Silva, and the touch from Jeremy Doku plays it off Sarabia, and it's a throw into City. I mean, Bernardo Silva's not had his greatest game. He's had one of a very typical this season Bernardo Silva performance for me. Just quiet, not really effective, but little moments of defensive contributions like that. Work rate that needs for me, round of applause. 92nd minute, ball coming into the 6-yard box that looked very dangerous, and he's there, of all people, clearing it. Little Bernardo Silva there, clearing his lines. Love to see it. Love to see it. Big up to you, Victor, mate. How are you? And thank you very much for becoming a typical City supporter. Your support is very much appreciated, mate. Big up to Victor. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Top man. I like your picture as well. You look very happy. You look like a very happy man. I like it. Didn't get my 3-0 prediction. I thought we would be a bit more dominant than this. I think it's been a very underwhelming... It's been a bit of a poo game, actually. I think the neutral watching this could feel a little bit disappointed. Because we haven't really offered much, have we? What are the stats? I'd love to know what the stats are for this game. I'm surprised at that. 9 shots on target from City. I don't remember us having that many shots. I think it's probably this that's done that, to be honest. But yeah, we can't win them all, Christine. Can't win them all. 100% though, Droplet, mate. And this is the point of the season. 2, Ryan. 2 on target. 2 on target. But Droplet's a win is a win. Yeah, you're 100% right, mate. Who cares about the performance at this stage of the season? No one cares. Wins are what matter. You know, as they say, business end of the season and all that. 1 minute left, Master Magic, you're 100% correct. McAtee giving it away for the second time in his little 10-minute substitution. I think we've at least drawn the game. 30 seconds to go. Surely Wolves can't win it from here. And I would argue we're going to win this game. Shall I put my neck on the line? We've won this. I'm going to say it right now. We've won this. And then Bernardo Silva gets involved and just fucking have it. Peter Kay smashes it out of the stadium. Do you reckon anyone can do that? Actually boot the ball out of the stadium? I've seen it happen when I've gone to Stockport County, Edgeley Park. But that's like a little tin pot ground. They're actually on the attack here, Wolves. They are actually on the attack. They're into the penalty area. And Akanji, it's a corner ball. Why did I say these things? Why have I said these things? There is some water here. I forgot about that. Jose Sarr's coming forward as well. It's a corner ball to fucking Wolves. I don't believe it. We've won this game. We've won this game. Ball in. Up in the air. Edge of the area. Volley. Over the bar. We've won this game. See. Yeah, just stay with me. I know exactly what I'm talking about. We've won the game. Game over. 3 points. Cheers. Cheers isn't quite as dramatic with water, but we've won the game. Kevin De Bruyne wins the game for Manchester City. I'd argue Jeremy Doku, with his individual brilliance to go past the fullback and cut it back. Still, De Bruyne, fantastic. Popping into the box and popping it into the bottom corner. Lots of popping. Everything's popping off. Manchester City are popping off at the minute. We really are. You know, how many games have we gone now without a loss, at least? We've just ended Wolves' 6-game winning streak, you know. Vitor Pereira, the Wolves manager, likes to go and get pissed with the Wolves fans after the game, apparently. Well, enjoy that, mate. You might have to have a quiet little shandy in the corner. Us Blues are off on the fucking piss, mate, because we've won. We've won. I don't watch cricket. I don't. I used to play it a lot, but I don't watch it. I was good at it as well. I was quite good at it. I opened the bowling. I was a slogger though, mate. I was a slogger. I was a number 6 batsman, but I was an opening bowler for my school. And got involved with a bit of a county as well, Cheshire. We hold the line, like Toto said. Yeah, Vasco, yeah, you're right. We did hold the line. We kept another clean sheet as well, which is something we've just not been doing this season at all, but we're doing it again. But I genuinely feel like 3 points is all that matters, but I think realistically, I think Wolves fans could come away from this game thinking a bit annoyed. If I was a Wolves fan, I was like, how have we lost that? How did we lose that game? And City fans, I think, like, yeah, it was a strange game. It felt like it wasn't certainly wasn't entertaining. I didn't think it was, not from a City perspective. I feel like we didn't really create anything clear-cut. Ryan was asking how many shots on target. I'll continue with the stats. So we had 9 shots. They had 6, did Wolves. Only 1 on target. But don't forget, 2 of the 6 that were considered off-target hit the post. So the clarity of the chances that Wolves had, I would argue, were much bigger. We had a lot of shots on the edge of their area that were smashed over the bar. I think Marmoush, Kovacic dragged a couple wide. I think I remember look at that little lad. Little lad with Kovacic on the back of his shirt. He's gone to sleep. Don't know why you got Kovacic on your shirt, mate. Idiot. He's not playing. I'm joking. I just called a 6-year-old boy an idiot who's asleep. Oh, aren't I hard? Well hard, mate. Oh, you're hard. Oh, you're hard. Bonsai, mate. Thank you very much. Sent 1 typical City membership. Who bagged it? MNJ Gaming, mate. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. And MNJ Gaming's off tonight to play. Seeing as you're a gaming fan, I imagine you're off to play Brian Lara cricket. See, I do know my cricket, mate. I do know. Dip Daff, mate. Super chat for Super Kev. Super chat for Super Kev. I see what you did there. Let's have a look at the league table. City, third. 3 points behind Arsenal, albeit Arsenal have a game in hand. We are 2 points ahead of Newcastle, 4 points ahead of Chelsea, and it went too quickly, so I couldn't finish reading because I'm a slow reader. Chelsea, they're the ones that are 4 points behind us. Nottingham Forest have just... I mean, I said it about 3 months ago that they're going to drop points. I promised you. I genuinely promised you. I remember it, and if you don't believe me, I'll find the video where I promised you Nottingham Forest are going to drop points, silly points this season, because they've got a manager that's overly emotional. And at the end of the season, when performances don't matter, and a lot of what their style of football is, the high energy, kind of like Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, high energy, high octane, emotion becomes a big part of their game. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, emotional guy, really emotional managers that are overly emotional. And at the end of the season, that emotion can spill over and become a problem where you need a manager that's just assertive, yes, emotional, passionate, but controlled. And that's Pep. And this is now. We're seeing it once again. An emotional manager falling apart. Nottingham Forest falling down. And one thing I would say about Slot, he doesn't strike me as the overly emotional type. Arne Slot. And, I mean, he never actually got tested this season in an actual title race. But he's got emotion. But, I mean, Jurgen Klopp was overly emotional. I mean, just like... just absolute fucking insane emotion. Mikel Arteta, way too emotional. Did you see that video before the PSG game where he did this rally cry trying to get Arsenal fans to celebrate? And he was just like, now is the time. It is me, Mikel Arteta. We need you, the fans of Arsenal. Now is our time to win the Champions League. 1 minute in, 1-0 down to PSG. Go fuck yourself. Silence from the Arsenal fans for 90 minutes. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. But yeah, like I said, overly emotional, full of shit. Captain Kringles, mate, big up to you. Thank you very much for your support, mate. Even though you're a scouser. But big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Arsenal, mate, that was funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Emotional managers, for me, are a problem. Too emotional. But you do need a bit. You need a bit. That zest for life. Like, you know, Manuel Pellegrini springs to mind. Very lacking in zest. You know what I mean? Hello. My name is Manuel Pellegrini. The most boring manager of all time. He's like his ASMR. Manuel ASMR Pellegrini. I think that's what we should call him. Yeah, well, I've been going on about it, Rodri, mate. Well, I took my time, but I eventually went on about it. We've had mixed reports, man. We've had mixed reports on the whole... Alan Ball, God rest his soul, man. What a player, but fucking shit manager, man. Like he was passionately hated by City fans when he got us relegated. But like he was a proper player, man. He was a proper player, and terrible manager. And God rest his soul, man. Rest in peace, Alan Ball. Yeah, Timmy, respect to Wolves today, 100%. But yeah, in answer to Rodri's question about Wirtz, yes, I've seen mixed reports, 2 reports today. One from Nabil, the owner of City Report, which for me, I've not seen enough credibility and historic evidence to suggest that what he says is true. But if it is, great news. Florian Plettenberg from Sky Germany, who has got a decent track record, who covered a lot of the Haaland transfer saga to Manchester City, Walker to Bayern Munich, which was a true story, but was stopped by a conversation with Pep Guardiola. Plettenberg covered something else recently. I can't remember what it was, but Florian Plettenberg of Sky Germany is proper. He's legit. And today, well, as of yesterday, they released a new Bayern Munich Where is it? I'll tell you in a second. There's a new Bayern Munich FCB podcast, I believe it's called. If I just go to my PC, because I'm on my laptop streaming this, so I need to turn off my Sky and put on my PC because I had the names, but they were like unrecognisable journalists, but one of them was Florian Wirtz. Bear with me 1 second. I've lost the notes. Oh no, there we are. Yeah, it was Mia Sanvier is the name. MIA space SAN space VIER in German. Der FC Bayern Podcast von Sky Sport. Sky Sport Podcast in Germany. 3 German journalists that I'm not very familiar with, in all honesty. I've heard the names, never heard of any sort of credible sources. But Florian Plettenberg is one of the 4 that is on that podcast. And he said, contradicting the news about Wirtz, that Wirtz's family and Wirtz himself, which is where the contradiction is, want to go to Bayern, but Bayer Leverkusen are very much like, we want to avoid selling to Bayern Munich not at all costs, because they have to be careful, Bayer Leverkusen, don't they, in terms of Florian Wirtz, because if they were to go and just like say, we're not selling him to Bayern Munich whatsoever, and then Florian Wirtz says, okay, fine, I'll show my loyalty to Bayer Leverkusen, which seems like he's a very loyal player to Bayer Leverkusen and Germany as a nation. For me, I feel like Wirtz is going to stay with Bayer Leverkusen for another year, and then Bayern Munich get him on a free. And I think his name's Caro. I think the CEO of Bayer Leverkusen, I think his name's Caro. You'd be a lunatic to have Florian Wirtz as an asset and let him go for free. Insane. So if it came to the end of the transfer window and Florian Wirtz is saying, I want to go to Bayern and that's it, and if you're not going to let me go to Bayern, I'll see out my time at Bayer Leverkusen and I will respect you and play my heart out for you for 1 more year, I'll do that, but at the end of the year, I'm sorry, I'm off to Bayern. That's a very reasonable thing for Florian Wirtz to do, but stupid on the part of Bayer Leverkusen, because they're missing out on over 100 million euros of cash. There's so much money for them sat there that they could just sell. For the sake of 1 year more of Florian Wirtz, 100+ million's not worth it to me. So I feel like a Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich will eventually do a deal if the rumours from Florian Plettenberg are to be believed, and that Wirtz prefers a move to Bayern Munich, which is the contradicting report from this City report. I think it's a Twitter account. I don't know enough about the guy, in all honesty, so I don't want to say he's not credible or he is credible. I don't know enough about him, in all honesty, but from any sort of track record, I've not seen enough to say that yes, he knows what he's talking about. No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But he has gone the other way, and he has said that Wirtz wants to join City, but Wirtz's family want him to join Bayern Munich. I don't know. That sounds odd to me. That does, but maybe it's true. There's no reason for it not to be true, other than just like, I don't know. It seems a bit soap opera-y. Do you know what I mean? It seems in the realms of soap opera, that to me. But anyway. Professional Idiot, mate, big up to you for the super chat. Bro, I'm surprised Gareth Southgate went bald. Has he? This England team is no bueno. You're kidding me. You're having me on here. Please tell me that's true. You're bullshitting me. Do you mean, like, what do you mean? There's a meaning to that. You've done me there, but I actually thought he'd just gone bald. Right. See, this is the thing. I'm for a UK guy, like I love sarcasm, man. I just fully fell for that. Just picture Gareth Southgate genuinely bald. We've gone off the whole shampoo thing lately, haven't we? Because apparently Hussanov, who wasn't even on the bench today, hasn't been playing lately. Because some bloke on Twitter said that Hussanov called Pep shampoo. Which is a crazy concept. And bollocks as well, to be honest. Shampoo Guardiola. Oh, that'd be exciting. I like to think Haaland will be. The fact that Haaland was on the bench today for me, means good news. To Johnny Reindeers, mate. Yeah, man. I would have him. I think he's a very good player. I'm not sure. I feel like he's closer to Gundogan than a De Bruyne replacement. He's that blend of... He's a more of an 8 than a 10. Wirtz is definitely a 10. Gibbs White is a 10. Xavi Simons is a 10. I feel like Reinders is more of an 8. So I would 100% take him. I think he's a sensational player. Brilliant. And he definitely chips in with the G&A as well. He's definitely got goals and assists to his name. 100%. But... I feel like I would like to... If we got Reinders and Xavi Simons, as much as no Wirtz would be like... that would be a bit of a heartbreaker for City fans. I feel like we'd be all pretty upset not signing Wirtz, because I think that's the one we've all got our hearts set on. Ultimately, though, if we got Reinders, if we were made... So let's say, for example, it's like you need to spend 120 million on Wirtz, and then there's not much budget to go elsewhere, because we need fullbacks. We need arguably 2. Definitely 1 right back. Cambiasso sounds like he's going to be the guy. I think we need to sign a couple more, really. We need a goalkeeper as well, so there's money going there. Diego Costa's going to be the guy, by the sounds of it. And if Ortega says, I also want to leave, because it sounds like Edison wants to leave. If Ortega joins in and says, I'm off as well, we need 2 goalkeepers. So money needs to be spent elsewhere. And if we have to spend 120 million on Wirtz, it minimises the budget elsewhere. But if we could get Xavi Simons for less than 100 million, get him down to 70, 80 million, and then spend 50, 60 to get, probably more, to get Reinders, and spread that money. I sounded like fucking Santa then, didn't I, the way I pronounced it? Like Rudolph. But yeah, do you know what I mean? If we could get those 2, that would be brilliant for me. That would be brilliant. And I would be... It would make up for the loss of not getting Wirtz for me if we could get those 2, because I do think that Tijani's Rangers is more of an 8 than a number 10. I think he's really good. I don't think if you're comparing him to Florian Wirtz, then yeah, you're going to feel a bit underwhelmed by signing Xavi Simons. But I mean, you do that to any player in the world in that position, that age, that profile, you're going to feel a bit disappointed, because I don't think there are many players in the world that are like Florian Wirtz right now. He just looks like unbelievable, like really good. Obviously, Lamine Yamal and players like that are just like sensational. There is a few out there, but it just feels like Wirtz is obtainable. Like we could actually get him. You know what I mean? Realistically, like Lamine Yamal, the chances are ridiculously low. That's not going to happen. Whereas Wirtz is a genuine possibility. And I mean, yeah. The news as well that today, Pep said, with a Brazil interview, to end on a tragic note as well, an interview with a Brazilian publication. I'm not sure the name of the publication, but he said he's taking a break in 2027. Now, that has a knock-on effect to the players like Florian Wirtz, who says, right, cool, I'm signing in 2026, so I'm getting 1 year's tutelage, maybe 2, from Pep Guardiola. I wanted 4 or 5. I wanted 4 or 5 years of Pep Guardiola tutelage, you know, and 1 year, maybe 2, isn't, I don't know, it's like the Pep factor is you know what I mean? It's shortening. It's getting smaller because players know that eventually Pep's going to leave. And players that were joining when Pep first signed were like, I'm going to get a decade or 5 years, because I don't think anyone was expecting him to be here for a decade, but you're going to get 5 years potentially. If you play your cards right, work your socks off when you first signed for Manchester City, you're getting 5 years of an education from Pep Guardiola. Mate, fucking give me the contract, mate. Give me a fucking pen. Fucking sign it, mate. Get some blood and I'll sign it with blood, mate. I want to sign. I want to be a Manchester City player and get taught by Pep Guardiola. But time's running out for Pep. So players are going to want to know when they get into those negotiations, how long are you going to be here for, mate? And how much of an education am I going to get off you? Because if you're off in 1 year, then maybe I'm better off. I mean, Wirtz sounds like the Real Madrid rumours are dying, dead. But I mean, if Xabi Alonso goes to Real Madrid, which is sounding a very realistic possibility nowadays with Carlo Ancelotti sounding like he's been linked to the Brazil job, then Wirtz is going to be like, well, who do I go with? And bloody Vincent Kompany, that's who you go with. You end up with our legend of a centre-back, and you end up being coached by him. Go and spend 2 or 3 years with Bayern Munich, and then Vincent Kompany becomes a legend of a manager, which remains to be seen. But still, you never know. Vincent Kompany could become an elite manager. Then bring Wirtz with you. Come and be the manager of Manchester City, and you are equal to Pep Guardiola. That is like a dream situation for Manchester City fans. But that if is a mountainous if. Do you know what I mean? As to whether Vincent Kompany is good enough to become the Manchester City manager. Because he's Bayern Munich manager and he's doing a good job. But there's always that caveat that it's the Bundesliga. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, well, anyone can manage in the Bundesliga. Anyone can manage Bayern and win the league. I think that's bollocks. And I think he's doing a very good job. But still, there is still question marks over Vincent Kompany. The whole Burnley thing for me was a bit like, it was commendable, his approach. I appreciated his approach. It was like, stick to your guns, mate. Playing out from the back. Fair enough. You stuck to your guns, but your guns got you relegated. You know, there was no pragmatism. There was no logical approach. You should have realised that these players are not good enough to play that style of football in the Premier League. And you didn't realise it, Vincent Kompany. And Burnley got relegated. And then you got the Bayern Munich job, which is an odd one, to say it bluntly. I feel like it's an odd one, a strange one. Question marks. I love the vision for City fans, the optimistic City fans of Vincent Kompany becoming a legend of a manager, player turned manager, and goes on to be an equal legend, like doesn't tarnish his legacy as a player, continues the legacy as a manager. I mean, when's that ever happened? When's that ever happened? I can't think of any manager ever being as equal player as they were a manager. You know, you look at Mark Hughes. He was a brilliant player for United. Wasn't quite the same as a manager. Never managed Manchester United, but like any player that goes on to be a manager. Look at Xavi at Barcelona. You know what I mean? It's not easy, man. Managing is a totally different ball game. And I'd say Pep. That's about it. Pep's the only one, and even he's a better manager than he was a player, and he was a bloody brilliant player, a brilliant player. But other than that, most of the time, the legacy is never equal, is it? Anyway, I'm waffling as usual. Captain Kringles, mate, thank you very much. Let's take second place. I dislike the Arsenal fans as much as you do, and then you said something after it that I'm never going to read that out, mate. But big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Right, I'm off. Thank you very much for tuning into Typical City. I hope you enjoyed the watch along. I really enjoyed doing the watch along with you guys. And we've got 3 points, which is all we need at this season. We're now sat in 3rd place. Yeah, he's bloody brilliant, manager Christine. He's a mess of a person, isn't he? He really is. And thank you so much to everyone for all your kind donations and your kind comments. And your support has been fantastic as usual for the club, most importantly. Which is always the priority. But yeah, 3 points on the board. I'm absolutely buzzing. I think City are going to get these top 5 spots now with 3 games to go. Surely we've done enough to get Champions League football. If you've just joined, subscribe if you're new. If you're on your way out of the stream, hit that like button on your way out. It does a massive contribution to the channel, more than you realise. I really appreciate it.